today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by and checking out my video today. On this episode of Smoking, I'm going to show you how to make a smoked sous vide pork belly. Now I got a beautiful 5-pound pork belly I picked up from J&E Meats here in town, and I'm looking forward to this. Now I've done a couple pork belly recipes. I did one where I smoked it from beginning to end on my pit barrel cooker. I'll leave a link below if you want to check that out. You can smoke it on any kind of smoker. I also did one sous vide, but I just sous vide cooked it with some different kind of Asian spices, but I didn't smoke it. So this one I'm going to smoke after sous vide. I'm pretty much going to season it with just ground black pepper and kosher salt. I'm going to cook it for around 24 hours, well 12 to 24 hours. That's a great thing about sous vide cooking. Depending on your schedule, you can let it go a few extra hours if you need to. It's just going to make it more tender. And then I'm going to chill it down, and then I'm going to put it on my smoker, and I'm going to bring it up to the sous vide temperature for a few hours, add some delicious smoky flavor, and hopefully get a nice bark on this. And this is a really great recipe if you just got a sous vide machine and you want to try pork belly in a way you've never tried it before. So stick around, guys. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright guys, so the first thing you want to do is obviously get your pork belly ready. Now I got the skin off, so one side you can see looks pretty good. The other side's got the little bit of the fat cap. So all I'm going to do here is just take a knife and kind of do a little criss cut pattern. We just want to allow some of the salt and pepper to kind of penetrate into the meat past this fat cap. Now you can use whatever seasoning you like. The only thing I would warn you of is if you use something really overpowering, it's going to take away from the delicious flavor of the pork belly. So for that reason, I'm just using regular old salt and pepper, but experiment, you know. When I did one on my pit barrel cooker, I used the pit barrel seasoning, and it came out delicious. So just like this, guys, not very complicated, maybe around a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch deep. I don't want to go too crazy. Just enough for a little criss cut pattern here. And pork belly seems to be becoming really popular. You know, it used to be the only thing you use this for would be to make bacon, but now a lot of fancy restaurants are trying to cook it different ways, and it's becoming quite popular. Alright guys, so since I have this side down, we're going to start off little kosher salt. We don't have to go crazy on this, but we definitely want a little bit of salt on there. I'll try to open up those little cuts here a little bit, kind of get some of that salt to penetrate in the meat. And cooking at sous vide at a lower temperature, normally you would cook this, you know, if you cooked it like a brisket or, you know, on your smoker, you would basically take it up to around 165, you would wrap it, and then you would cook it up to around 200, 203, 207. Now we're just going to put a little bit of ground black pepper on here. Not very complicated, guys. Just a good amount. We want it to be nicely seasoned. Here we go. And I like ground black pepper on pork belly. Okay. Now we'll flip it over and kind of do the same thing on the front here. So give me a second, guys. I'll salt and pepper this. Make sure to get the sides as well. I'll be back in a second, show you how this looks like when we are all done. Alright guys, here it is, all seasoned with kosher salt and ground black pepper. That's all it takes, guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill up my sous vide water container, get that heated up. I'm also going to get this pork belly into a bag, and we'll be back later once we're ready to plop it in the bath. See you guys in a second. Alright guys, so here it is, vacuum sealed in the bag. Now since this is going to be a long cook, double seal it on both ends, okay? So just to show you like that. Now, one of the reasons I decided to cook inside with my sous vide machine rather than smoke this from start to finish, just to show you right now, I don't know if you can see this, let me see if I can hold that up. Right now the current temperature is -4 degrees, and they're saying the wind chill is -21. So there's a wind chill advisory. Tomorrow when I'm ready to put this on the smoker, it's supposed to be like 2-3 degrees. So I figure I'll be able to brave the outside weather when I go to smoke this after the sous vide cook. But just to let you know. Now, there's so many different temperature variations and time variations. Originally, I was going to do this at 165 degrees, in which case you usually do it anywhere between 8 and 12 hours. But I got a late start today. It's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to do this at a little lower temperature. I'm going to do it at 160 degrees, and you can do that now between 12 to 24 hours. So I'm going to let this go overnight, and then in the morning, no need for a container with ice cubes. I'm just going to go outside, it's so cold, throw it into a snowdrift, and let it cool off for around 20 minutes, and then I'm ready to put it on my smoker, because smoke adheres better to cold and wet meat. So there it is, guys. My sous vide cooker's at 145. We got to give it a few more minutes to get up to 160, and we'll be back. See you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, my sous vide machine just hit 160 degrees. So, little helpful hint I found out the hard way when I first started sous vide cooking. Fill up your container and leave a little extra air for the water to rise up depending on how heavy your meat is. This is a 5-pound piece of pork belly, so I know I'm going to stick this in. That's why I didn't fill the water all the way up to the top, okay? So I'm not quite sure the best way to put it in there. I got a rack on the bottom. I just want to see here. I'm going to just probably stick it in like this at first. Now pork belly is kind of notorious for floating. But we'll see. I think this is going to be good. Alright. Now just to make it double safe here, I have something of weight. This is a little meat pounder here. I don't know what the official term is. Tenderizer. I'm just going to stick this on top just to kind of help keep that, ooh, it's hot. Keep everything weighed down. Now when you're dealing with these long cooks, which I'm talking, you know, more than 12-15 hours. This is going to go anywhere probably between 19 and 24 hours. And at this high a temperature, this water, I mean, I don't know if you can see on camera, the steam is just coming up. It's going to evaporate. So you need to cover this to prevent any kind of water evaporation. Because if the water evaporates below the meat line, your food's going to be in the danger zone and you'll have to throw it out. So I have these sous vide balls. These are nice because you can use them in any size container. Now, you can use aluminum foil, saran wrap, whatever you need to do just to cover your container. Okay? Alright guys, so there you go. Again, make sure you put something to cover this water so it won't evaporate. Now, since I'm going to go probably 18 to 24 hours, every time you walk by the kitchen, wherever your sous vide machine and container are, just take a look at it. Make sure the water hasn't evaporated. You might have to add a little bit of water, even if you have some sous vide balls, because it's a very high temperature. If you get up at 2-3 in the morning to go to the bathroom, just walk into the kitchen, turn the light on, check the water level, make sure the pork belly is underneath the water line. Do that, you know, every 4, 5, 6 hours, and you'll be fine. So that's the great thing about sous vide cooking. I got it in the bath. The machine's set for 160 degrees. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. And I'll meet up with you guys tomorrow, late morning, when we take this out and we get ready to throw it on the smoker. See you then. Alright guys, time to take it out. It's been exactly 24 hours at 160. So we'll turn this one off. got my tongs right here. Whoops. Now normally, it's 11:15 in the morning, okay? So normally you could take this out, just let it sit for a little bit and cool off while you get your smoker ready. But I'm not ready to eat this. I'm figuring this is going to take 2 to 3 hours to bring back up to 160 degrees and hopefully get a nice little crust and smoke flavor added to that pork belly. So what I normally would do would be to throw it in a container of ice water to shock chill it and then put it in the fridge, which is going to be beneficial anyway because it's going to allow more time for that pork belly to sit in the smoker and absorb some smoke. But I'm not going to do an ice bath today because right now the temperature where I live is -1 degrees and a wind chill says it feels like it's 19 below zero. So what I'm going to do is just take this out and I'm going to go throw it outside in the snow for 10-15 minutes and this is going to shock chill it, and then I'll stick it in the fridge until I'm ready to put it on the smoker in a few hours, so it'll be perfect timing for dinner. Another thing I didn't mention yesterday, guys, or I think I didn't mention it, so I'm going to mention it here. On these longer cooks, you know, over 10, 18 hours, and at this high of a temperature, you want to put something underneath your sous vide container, because at that heat level, you can damage, discolor, or even crack your kitchen counter. I have some cork pot holders here underneath to kind of rest everything on. So I just thought I'd mention that, because I don't think I mentioned that. Alright, so here we go. Of course there's a lot of liquid in this bag because the fat has rendered down. Woo! Look at that. Alright guys, I'm going to go throw this outside and cool it down. Be back in a minute. Alright guys, so here's that pork belly. I'm out on my patio. I'm just going to throw it right there in the snowdrift. It's really cold. I'm going to let it sit there for at least 15-20 minutes and then I'm going to put it in the fridge. See you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, here it is. It's been in the fridge for around 3 hours. You can see some of the fat is kind of stuck there. Let me get it out of the bag and I'll show you how it looks like, and then we'll get the smoker fired up. Alright guys, here it is out of the bag. There's still plenty of seasoning on there, so I'm not going to re-season. If it looks like most of it washed off, feel free to put a little bit more salt and pepper on it. Just to show you, there was this bowl of gelatin attached. I'm going to soften this up and I'm going to kind of baste this on the pork belly later on in the cook, just to kind of keep it wet. And this is just basically the fat, so this is perfect to kind of baste that pork belly in. So there it is, guys. I'm going to go outside and brave the cold. Let me grab my phone. I'll show you what temperature it is right now. All right, guys, 5 degrees right now, but it feels like it's -12 with the wind chill. But it's warmed up. At least it's not in the negative. So for that reason, I've decided to use my char griller auto Kamado. I think I need to use real charcoal and real flame in this kind of cold. I'm not going to be able to hold temperatures in the pellet grill. At least I wouldn't think so, and I don't want to deal with that. So I'll meet you guys outside. I'm going to get bundled up, meet you outside. All right, guys, boy, is it cold out here. So I got some lump charcoal. I also got some regular charcoal briquettes, and I got a little fire starter in here. Whew! I'm hoping I can keep this temperature going. It is so cold outside. But I think with real wood and charcoal, if I get this going, I think I'll be fine. Try to put a piece of charcoal like right there. All right. I think that's about it, guys. We'll let it go for around 10 to 15 minutes. I just want to get a little bed of coals going here. Yeah, I think we're fine. I don't want to suffocate it, but there we go. There we go. All right, guys. I'm gonna go get the pork belly. We'll be back in a minute. All right, guys. I just started it up. I closed the lid because this cold negative wind chill is having an effect. So I closed the lid of the grill, turned it to 225 degrees. I hear the fan kicking on. Once we get up to at least 200, I'll put the pork belly on. You can see it's only at 35 degrees. Struggling. Hopefully I'm not a fool out here this cold trying to do this pork belly, but you know what? It's not going to stop me. Alright guys, we'll give this thing around 15 minutes to try to get up to 200 to 225. You can cook this anywhere from 225 to 250. You know, towards the last part of the cook, I'm probably going to crank it up. I'm probably going to remove the heat deflector, maybe try to put a little extra heat on the fat side. We'll go from there. Alright guys, I'm going inside. I'll come out in around 10-15 minutes. We'll check it out. Alright guys, we got up to 200 degrees. I'm going to add a couple pieces of hickory wood here. So you want to add some smoke flavor. Some of this might not even burn. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to put the heat deflector in here. I'm just going to close it. Just try to get it stabilized before I put the grate and the pork on. Be back. All right, guys, we reached 225. Up 230. That's good enough for me. Let me go grab that pork belly. It's cold out here. I had to switch batteries on my camera because it just went dead. Okay, so here it is. I got the Thermometer A1 meat thermometer in there. I did a review on that. I'll leave a link below, guys. But there we are. I also have one that's connected to my Acorn. For some reason, my Acorn is not hooking up Bluetooth. I think it has to do with the weather. I'm going to stick this one on the other end. We'll kind of have two independent temperature readings. It's like so. All right, we're going to close that up. Take it off a hold. Let's take a look here. This is the app for the Thermometer A1. Remember, we cooked this sous vide at 160. So I'm going to keep the alarm to go off at 150. So that'll give me 10 minutes. And there we go. Woo! So it's saying that pork belly is 44 degrees. My target temperature is 150. There we go, guys. Man, oh man, I'm cold. I'm thirsty. I'll meet you guys inside for a drink. All right, guys. Time for a beverage review. I'm having a beer from Titletown Brewing Company. Wild at Tart. It says blueberry lemon kettle sour. That sounds really bizarre. 5.1% alcohol. Thanks to our friend Monica Powell for giving me this beer for Christmas. She gave me a few beers, and this is one of them. And this is my son Kyle.
Hello.
And he's having... Kyle's going to have Cheer Wine since 1917. I swear you had this before, but maybe not. I like the glass bottle. It says certified cherry taste. Okay, so that's what Kyle's having. I thought this was like popular in the South. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Should I twist on it? Let me grab a...
The bottle reminds me a lot of those like old Coke bottles.
Well, I love anything in a glass bottle. I mean, that's the preferred way, but nowadays with recycling and all, people don't like the...
Well, I wasn't talking about the glass bottle. I was talking more the design of it.
Oh.
It looks like one of those old Coke bottles.
Yeah, well, Cokes used to taste better in a glass bottle when I was growing up. And it was environmentally friendly because you bring them back to the store. They were in an 8-pack. And I think they'd give you a dime or 5 cents a piece or whatever. And that gave you a little bit more money so you can buy some more. But yeah, you put them in the fridge, hot day. Oh, they tasted so good. It's got a very kind of weedy, dark look to it. All right, Tom. Cheers. Cheers to our viewers. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Appreciate it. Oh, that is sour. That's one of those sour beers. Kettle sour. Ooh, caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it. All right, one more shot here. All right, actually it's not bad. I'm not a big sweet person. This is not sweet at all. It's not hoppy. It's weird to describe. I can taste a little bit of blueberry, and it is very smooth, and it's getting less sour as I take a few more sips. Wow, this is interesting. I've never had anything like this, but so far I think I'm going to enjoy it. Very different. All right, Kyle, your cheer wine. Cheer wine? Cheer wine, yeah. How's it taste?
Oh, I put wine in it.
Well,
or in the name.
It looks like wine, really. It looks like red wine.
I would say it's very like, it doesn't, it kind of has the cherry flavor of like a cherry Coke, but it doesn't have it doesn't taste as artificial, I guess. It tastes more...
I think this is really, really popular in the South. What does it mean?
Well,
Let's see.
look it up after.
Well, hopefully. Well, no, I just want to. I think it's popular in the South, like Alabama and South Carolina and Louisiana down there. All right.
I've never heard of this, so.
No, I have. I remember hearing about it, or I remember watching a video. I think that guy that does the Blackstone, the Hungry Hussy, I think he drinks this a lot. You know that guy who does the Blackstone?
No clue.
Okay, I'll show you him later, but he's a real great guy to watch if you like Blackstone recipes. He does a lot of great recipes. But anyway, I think he drinks that. I'm not sure where he's from, but I think maybe South Carolina or something. I could be totally off. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Cheers, Kyle. I'm going to enjoy this, and then I'll meet you guys outside, and we'll check on the temperature of that pork belly. It is so cold out there, I can only stay out there for a couple minutes. All right, be back in a minute. Cheers. All right, guys, it's holding steady at 225, and the temperature probe on the acorn is saying 116. And the temperature reading on this is saying 120, so very close together. And it's been on just over an hour, as you can see, 1 hour and 1 minute. So let's take a look at it. I haven't been out here. I haven't opened this up. We'll pause this, put it on hold. Hopefully you guys can see. Ooh, let that smoke clear. I'll zoom in a little bit. So what I'm going to do here, what I've done is I took that gelatin, kind of melted it in a bowl in the microwave for around 1.5 minutes, and I'm just going to brush some of this on. It's going to add some flavor. It's got a little bit of that seasoning. I didn't bring it to a boil, just kind of melted it, and this is also going to help some smoke here. It's like painting on another level of smoke. And this also has a little bit of that salt and pepper in there too, so giving it a little bit of a seasoning. But there we go, guys. What do you think? It's looking good. Okay, I think that's probably going to be the only coating I put on this, because I do want to try to get a crust on it. And being at 120 internal, probably not going to be able to keep it on here too much longer. We don't want to go over 160. So, but we got some time. All right, guys, we'll be back. All right, guys, we are just at the 2-hour mark, and my alarm went off 153. We cooked this at 160, so we're still fine, but we'll do some spot checks on here. Yeah, the grill's right at 225. Let me hold it. Let's take a look. Sorry it's so dark out here. Ooh. Let's take a look. All right, looking good. It's looking good. I do like the smoke. It's getting a little bit of a crust. So we'll give it a little bit more time, obviously, because, you know, we're in that 140 range. And we can work all the way up to 160. So there you go, guys. Give it a little bit more time. Ooh, that smoke. I'm going to take this off on the rack. I'm going to remove the heat deflector, and I'm going to crank this thing up just to give it a couple minutes sear on both sides, just to crisp up that outer edge, and we'll be done. Be back in a minute. Alright, guys, I got this up to 400 degrees right now. Woo, I just put the fan on turbo. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cook this for probably a minute on each side, 1.5 minutes, just to get it a little more kind of seared up Here it is, guys. Look at it. It's definitely got that smoky flavor. I just want to crisp it up, especially on the back end. So let me see. Let me lift this up. Oh, so see what I mean here with the back side here? Okay. We're going to put this down right here. Oh, I'm going to have to go get some gloves. But yeah, just like that, guys. We want to crisp it up. We'll just give it around a minute, minute and a half. All right, I've had it under foil here for around 12 minutes or so. There it is, guys. And I have to tell you, it is very tender. I had to flip it over and part of the skin came off and part of a little bit of meat. And yep, I'm guilty. I tried it. It's good. But anyway, there it is. Let me get the family out here. We'll give this a slice. See what they say. Smoked sous vide pork belly. Man, oh man. All right, guys. Hopefully this will slice okay, because like I said, it is so tender. We got a little jiggle action going on. Well, let's see here. I got my big brisket knife here. Let's see. I was debating when I first was going to sous vide this, maybe I should just cut them into smaller pieces. Oh man, look at this, guys. All right, let's see if I can just hold a piece up. Oh, it's almost falling apart. I don't know if you can see how juicy that is. Oh my God. All right, let me cut some more slices. We'll get the family out here. We'll give this a sample. Wow. It's almost too tender to pick up to show you guys. Look at that. Can you see the juice in that? Wow. I'm gonna try that little piece right here. Can't help it. Cooking the sous vide just kind of makes that fat just render down. I mean, look at how juicy this is, guys. I hope you can see this. All right. Let me get a couple more slices. We'll get the family out here. Give this a sample. There we go, guys. Look at this. Look at how juicy. Oh my God. Perfect crust. The fat is rendered. It's melt in your mouth like a butter. All right. Be back in a minute. Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with my family, my wife Monica, my daughter Ava Grace, my son Kyle. I cut some pieces up here. Now, I think you'll be able to eat it no problem, Ava Grace, because it's very, very tender.
It looks tender. So, and it smells really good. I can smell the smoke whenever you
Kyle
outside.
grabbed a
Should
big
we just
piece.
grab a piece?
Well, I can
that's
grab
okay.
this one.
No, that's good.
Go ahead, go
Grab
ahead.
a piece of yummo?
Yep, grab a piece of yummo. You can grab like a bigger one if you want.
Yeah, it's
Like
very
how?
good. Kyle, the fat is good. It's rendered all down.
I mean, I just bit into like a big chunk of it. That's why.
Oh, that's good. Wow, I couldn't picture what that was going to taste like.
No, it's really good. Super tender. And obviously you can't achieve these results any other way. Cooking it for 24 hours.
Oh, this is very keto friendly too, huh?
Really
You're on
keto
keto.
friendly.
Wow.
It's basically bacon, which is what pork belly is, bacon, but it's not cured. Nope.
Oh my gosh, the smoke on this is...
Can you taste the smoke? That's the advantage of smoking it after sous vide. Gets that little extra smoke flavor on it.
One thing I like is that it's not as salty as bacon. I love bacon, but I can only eat a few pieces because it's so salty.
Yeah.
This doesn't taste that salty.
This
I mean,
is
it's
so
a little
good.
salty, but it's seasoned well. It's not, it's good.
Wow, I didn't expect it to be like this. This is actually good.
Oh my gosh. This melts in your mouth.
Mmm.
And look, you could just sous vide cook it, but I think smoking it at the end there
It does make a difference.
and crisping up the outer edge.
You taste the smoke, Kyle?
Well, I became immune to it.
He's immune to the
Yeah,
smoke.
very good.
Yeah, it's really good. Can you taste it, Ava Grace? The smoke? Yeah, we love the smoke.
As always, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. If you like my video, please hit the like button.
Do
This
it.
logo on my shirt is the logo on the bottom corner of the screen. If you click on that, it allows you to subscribe to my channel. Please do that. It helps my channel grow.
And thanks to J&E for the meat.
Yeah, J&E provided the pork belly.
This is the smoke perfume you smell at J&E when you go in there.
Oh yeah!
And I'll leave a link above and below to my website, ericsmokingbbq.com. Please go check that out. I have all my recipes, videos, photos, the whole bit. I appreciate you stopping by, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, this is so good.
Mmm.
And you're loving it too.
See you next time, guys.
This is like pork candy.
It is pork candy, basically.
Mm.